Hello?
Waffle to me.
Welcome to the Waffle Soup Podcast. This is pub chat for those who love shy talk. Drink it up as we waffle about all sorts of random crap in a delicious soupy broth of juvenile bollocks. Grab a drink, get settled, and let's talk rhubarb. Waffle soup is served.
Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of the Waffle Soup Podcast. It's me, Baz, and this is Connell, as always. This is the third episode of this shite. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying talking shite. As usual, comments, contribute, let us know what you want to hear and want us to talk about, and we'll waffle about it. So, first off, Connell, what are you drinking?
So what am I drinking? Okay, so I've been waffling on about Smittix and stuff like that the last few weeks. So actually, I don't drink a whole lot of Smittix, especially because it's 3.8%. So it's like it's fucking,
often is for me.
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
And Smittix, I mean, as shit a percentage as it is, there's nothing better if you're on a stag or something when you've done the dogging it the night before and you wake up the next day going, I don't know how I'm gonna fucking drink. And it's a good one to start. That head is so
No, the reason why the head shit like that is because I put the micro bubbles through it, demonstrating.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But like you can see how much of a fucking head you got there. Like,
Yeah.
But the difference is, right?
You give great head.
Even though this is fucking carbon rather than not nitrous, like it's actually like a Guinness head.
Yeah.
Like look at that, fucking,
Yeah.
it's like a cream coming
And
off the top of it.
The fact you stuck your finger in it means no one else is going to drink it.
My germ. It's like a Guinness. It's like, remember saying last week I was talking about Kilkenny.
Yeah.
It's actually like drinking the Kilkenny when it's like that.
I'd love to try it, but I just don't. Don't know where those fingers.
Am I not selling it well? No. Anyway, so Barry, what are you having?
I'm glad you asked. I went pretty not safe now, but I went for a local guy here. These are the Curious Society. It's a subset of Larkins, who are only a kilometre away from where we're recording this in Waffle House Studios. So I like to shop local when I can, especially when it's
Support your local chef.
yeah, pretty much. And plus, there's a deer with some sunglasses on the cover. So, I mean, judging a book by its cover, I get sold by a can so often. You go into a shop and go, look at that fucking can, looks lethal, and it could be piss in a can, but if it's a good fucking can, I'm all over it.
And what's it called though? It's just.
Oh, who cares? I mean, I'm clearly explaining everything.
Might be handy to know.
Curious Society Citra
Okay.
Pale Ale. It's
And what's
actually-
it taste like? Is there any use?
It's lovely actually. Yeah, it's very citrusy. Shocker.
Okay. Yeah. You love it.
Yeah,
Like,
I love a bit of fruity IPAs are my favourite. You know.
It's like sometimes they're too fruity for me. I like an ale, especially red ales and stuff like that, and stouts. And actually, I'm
You
real.
like fingering ale ahead of.
Well, like I'm weird in the way that like
Sure
I
are.
love going like when you used to go to London and stuff, and they give you the kind of soapy stuff.
Yeah.
That they sell in the likes of Wetherspoons. You know,
Yeah.
like they have to pump it out, and there's less fizz in it.
Yeah.
It's
Like when you go to the Rovers Return on Carnate Street, a bit of the
gives an off.
an off and a whiskey, and it's lunchtime.
yeah. A pint.
The Knicker Factory. Yeah, you have to be back in an hour now for work. You know that. Oh, I'm
The
grand. I'm
Nick
only
French
going.
Underworld. What a pun on
Yeah,
words.
unbelievable. The amount of affairs that went on there. No wonder they're all gay. I come back from lunch.
Just imagine the stitching, the fucking shit. Like,
Yeah, at the end of your report, it's just like, just after lunch, the quality seems to drop a bit. They're all over in the Rovers getting hammered.
so any other crack with your Baz?
Well, funny you should ask. I mean, there's not much crack. What did I do this week? I got dragged by my hole along camping, is what happened. And you were there. Yeah.
I was there. Yeah.
So let me just give you a
was
background,
amazing.
a background on
It
this.
was amazing.
This guy's been wanting to go camping since he was born, and he loves it and all the rest of it. And I fucking hate it. But he assured me it was going to be great, and it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Cheaper than a night out. There's no like. It's great sleeping in a tent. It's such ease to get to. It's great fun. Everything's brilliant. And I was like, I don't know about this, but anyway, I'll listen to him and we'll give it a shot. It was exactly how I fucking thought it was going to be, but if not worse.
So like everyone knows Baz, and everyone knows that he hates anything that's not luxurious. Like he hates having to go like if it's not exactly comfort. So the minute we said camping, like I was there going, well, Baz is out anyway. But then you actually went around and goes like, yeah, I'll give it a go, and we were all like, oh, fuck, there's no pressure, no pressure at all.
Do you know why? Like it's purely down to the session. That's all it is.
It's because that's what I was gonna say. The two things that I know about you more than anything is number one, you fucking hate the likes of the outdoors, camping, and roughing it and stuff like that, and number two, you're a fucking FOMO. So like it's that's it was literally something could have happened and you would have missed out. Go on, so tell us what happened next.
Oh, okay. So I had stuff to do, but one last one to go at 6:30 in the morning. That wasn't happening.
Not a chance.
Yeah, but he was still itching to get up the fucking mountain, whatever time. So I said, look, you go ahead, I'll follow you up. They went ahead. They sent me on possibly the worst not the worst directions, but the worst details of how to get to this fucking thing. So I got a lift to a car park, which, in fairness, you sent like a Google Maps video of where to go. And I followed it to the fucking T, which I thought I did.
Except you went to the wrong car park.
So I went to the wrong car park. So I was ringing the lads, and it was literally like
there was zero signal.
No signal. So if I did get to them, it was like. So I got through to one of them eventually, the sounder of the two. The nice guy, the one who always wants to help people now. And he fucking, like, God bless him, he tried his best to explain where he was, but it was hard to explain when I'm in the wrong fucking mountain. I'm looking at the wrong mountain.
Yeah.
But you'd said, once you get to the car park, you walk straight. And I was like, oh, this doesn't look right anyway. Well, obviously it didn't because it was the wrong mountain. But we eventually figured out that I was in the completely wrong car park. But my lift had gone, so I was on my own. I said, fucking hell. So I had to walk. I just had to wing it and guess. And I walked for probably 2 miles, maybe over 2 miles.
With probably
the heaviest bag on earth.
300 kg worth of stuff that you never even took out of your bag the whole time.
Exactly. Hair straighteners and all. Inflatable saunas, all that kind of stuff. That's stuff you need, yeah.
Well, like one of the things you took out was I couldn't stop laughing. So we got these self-inflatable mattress things, which roll up into like no more than a yoga mat. And then you took out this fucking thing. I was like, "Oh, here's my mattress." That had to be blown up, and I was like, inflatable double mattress.
It was very luxurious. It was fucking beautiful.
The weight of it alone, I was like.
I walked for fucking 2 miles. I was cursing them the whole way, like, oh no, fucking no. And it was it was so fucking hot, like the sun was beating down at this stage. So I walked, and I was just like, I don't even know if I'm going the right way here. Like, I mean, will I just pitch up the tent here and sleep and tum a lift home? So anyway, I got to this car park, and luckily I see one of the lads' cars. I was like, well, okay, at least I've got the fucking car park right for once.
You wouldn't have thought to do that in the first car park.
Nah.
To look to see was anyone's car in the car park that you know.
Yeah, no, there's a lot in hindsight I would have done. Like, not gone.
Yeah, probably.
And you'd said, as soon as you get the car, just walk straight up the mountain. And I looked straight, and it was like a fucking jungle.
Right, that's what it is, yeah. It's like fucking the thickest, densest forest you'll ever see.
Scratching my head going, this can't be right again, but the car is there, so fucking whatever, like. So I started walking up, and I was fucking hacking away at trees and pulling branches. There's no way they went up here. Absolutely no way. But I was so hot and sweaty and fucking confused and dehydrated and fucking all sorts and hallucinating and everything that I was like, I'll just keep going. But I was there going, it's fucking getting late now, lads. I mean, I'm gonna have to make a call here. Do I fucking go back down? I was gonna pitch the tent beside the car, like, so I didn't miss you. You cunts would have fucking probably driven away into it.
You wouldn't have known it was you. Yeah. So we just would have got into the car the next day and drove off.
Yeah. So I'm walking there, delirious, and then I was there going, oh my god, this is the worst feeling ever. Like, when you don't know where you're going, you don't know if you're in the right mountain, let alone the like fucking forest. So I was there going, I'm gonna give up. I just don't know what to do. And I was literally just at that point I said, I'm doing it, I'm gone, I'm done. I looked on the ground, and there was an empty bottle of, is it hard? What's that, ginger beer?
Ginger Fentimans.
Fentimans ginger beer. Yeah. I knew that these three lads were the only fuckers who would have been drinking this within probably 4 countries wide of of the world.
Yeah, it's
at
delicious,
that one
actually.
time.
So refreshing it was.
And not only is it so refreshing and delicious, but my sign that I was on the right track.
Yeah.
It was like something out of a film, like, you know, and I saw it, I picked it up, I was like, oh, but I knew, I could see kind of up into the clearing that there was a ridge, like at the top, and I said, right, I'll fucking aim for that. It took me another 15 minutes to get there, because it was beaten through so much fucking forestry. And when I went over that hill, my God, the relief. All I looked down and saw a fire blazing, tents, a bald head, a hairy bollocks, and a big handsome bastard who I wanted to punch the head off. I wanted to punch the head off the three of them, actually, but I was just like, oh, you fucking thank God. Like James, one of the lads, said he looked up and he said it was like a biblical scene. And the sun behind me and all, you know.
And the smoke coming
but in fairness to you, you fucking legged it up that hill, and that's not an easy hill to run up. Like, why did you pick such a hard place to get to? But anyway, they fucking ran up, in fairness to you, but I just fucked the bag in the ground and I just collapsed. And you even said you'd never seen me so sweaty.
I've never seen so much sweat in my life. It was like the seams on your coat or whatever, your hoodie you were wearing, was like there was sweat coming out of the seams.
It was dripping.
It was like, fucking
so
hell.
When I eventually got down, the fucking nice guy, Mr. Nice Guy, put up my tent for me. And you blew up my airbed.
Yeah.
I just took all my clothes off because I was so hot. I was about to jump in the lake, in the river, but I remembered I had no towel, even though my bag was streaming.
You look like Vladimir Putin walking around, no top on and fucking camouflage pants on.
I will say, once I got my chair out and I sat down and I had a drink, it was very fucking crap.
Ah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what but the only thing that was bad,
I haven't finished my fucking rant yet.
Yeah, okay, go.
So then the next, we fucking drink away, having a crack, we were singing songs and all, it was great, really good fun. Then we went to bed and I woke up to the pitter patter of fucking rain. I was like, oh, right, here we go, this is now proper camping. But I thought, look, fucking get on with it. The lads were making fucking steak for breakfast and all, so I got up anyway, but like, it must have taken us about 4 hours to clean up and fucking get the hell out of there. I was ready to go at 8 o'clock. And here's fucking foosters. And
I was still in my tent.
Procrastinating.
And like, Damo was like, Connell, do you want a cup of tea? And I was like, yeah, cool, thanks a million. And I could hear you, like, Baz, do you want a cup of tea? Let's just get the fuck out of here. So I was like, can we just get the fuck out of here? Like it's 8:30 in the morning, like.
So we eventually got in the car, all of us, like the smell, you wouldn't believe the smell of us getting into the car, and I felt car sick then on the way home, again, and I came home and whatever else. And then I started getting texts going, oh, you owe me this, and you owe me that. I was started going, this is the most expensive night I've had in fucking years. Why couldn't we just have gone to a hotel and to a pub, and we would have spent less money and smelled a lot better?
Same story, just different content. Like
different view.
Yeah. So we were talking about doing this for ages, and we all went off and got gear, but we all looked into what gear we were getting. Like Baz said, now, oh yeah, no, I read loads of reviews. Yeah. We didn't just read reviews on like, was the product good? Yes or no. It wasn't as in, do I need this product? Like a double inflatable mattress, like. Probably.
The tent.
But yeah, we went off. We done all like our homework on what was happening. Like I knew where we were going because I'd asked you all, where do you want to go? Do you want to go off
Except the lad who bought the €30 tent.
But then had to buy everything else to go with it. It's like €20 ground sheet, €500 fucking tarp to go over the top of it.
I spent €30 on a tent and about €100 making it better.
I got an extension built to it. And then I even said to the guys, right, look, it's a bit of a fucking pain in the hole, this trek, because it's straight up through the toughest forest you'll ever see. Like, this is like literally a sticks just stabbing you everywhere. But the thing is, right, so I put on a nice big thick jacket doing it, and we walked for about 20 minutes, and we stopped in the sunny patch, and we sat down and we had a beer and we had a chat. And we were 15 minutes there.
It was still like something out of SAS. Who dares wins?
No, but it wasn't. Like for us, it was grand because we were standing around chatting. Whereas your comparison to it was at that stage you were like fucking after walking for about 5 hours, and didn't know where you were going. Yeah. And I was like going through the woods, delirious, thinking you were going to be attacked by Viet Cong. So
I was hoping.
We all sat in the ridge and we had another kind of 15-minute chat and jokes and laughing and all that. We went back down into the woods, we went across because we'd gone too far, up over, and there was the place, and we meandered on down to it. And when we got there again, like the sun was beating down, like there was a
You're making this sound like a fucking
Yeah,
like
well,
the Waltons or something.
This is the way it was for us. If you had to just come with us, beef sandwiches and that, and start
Yeah, no,
drinking.
I'll hand it to you. You just fucking know how to eat in style when you're away camping.
That's when our phone rang then, and it was you going like, because we were like just discussing that, going, Baz isn't coming. We got the, because all week we just kept saying, lads, the weather's being fucking crazy. It's meant to be fucking shit. And I was checking up 3 or 4 different weather channel things, and you were like, AccuWeather says, and AccuWeather's about fucking as much use as the Pope's Mickey. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally, unless you're actually in it, like it's actu, as in, it's not like, it's basically what's the weather now? Like,
Might as well be standing there going,
it's like putting your hand out the door and going, yeah, no, it's raining now. So we were there chatting away, and next thing we just see you at the top of this ridge.
bullet.
But it was like, you know when like you see one of these war stories where someone just completes their mission and then dies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. It was like as if a sniper took you out at the top of the ridge and he just dropped down. And the minute I was
The Adagio for strings had been playing at the time, would have been fucking perfect.
because I legged it up to you then. And I was there going like, here, get your bag and all. And you're just like, I fucking knew it from the second you said it, I shouldn't have come. And we were like, right. So then we were drinking all night. We had like loads of whiskeys and stuff, and
it was good
we were up till 3 a.m. and like drinking, and it was great crack, like sitting around. And then all the tents now were there. But like the next morning, I look at your tent. You didn't even zip the door closed. Like you just dived into the thing. Whereas my one was like, I had it perfectly placed, and I had like all cans of Coke and all inside, and like Alka-Seltzers, all that sort of stuff. So then, and the rain was actually nice, and the noise of the river. But then I seen the head on you. I was like, I thought the lads were all enjoying themselves, and the other 2 lads are like, "This is great. Like, you know, will we take our time? Then we'll get a breakfast, some sausages on. We'll have a cup of coffee
They
or
went
something.
swimming and all in the
Yeah,
river.
we'll go swimming. We'll do it." And you're just there standing there, bulling, going, "Can we just get the fuck out of here? Can we just go? Can we just leave? Like, you know, like, can we just?"
I sound like great fun.
Going, "Hey, we're going to get the pan and just do a little pan and see if we can find some gold." And then you're like
Some
going,
gold.
"Get out of
Just
here."
the shit out the pub. Find some fucking gold.
But you can. There's gold in the Wicklow Mountains.
You know what else is gold?
Dutch.
Yeah.
Dutch gold. It's the only gold I want to know about. It's the only thing I want to pan for. Dutch gold.
So, to wrap it up, that little rant that we both had, we want to know your thoughts on camping. Is it a load of bollocks, or is it the best thing ever? We better move on from that, because we'd be here all fucking night. Camping shite.
Listen to Baz's rant.
We are on to the usual section, retro motion, and this week we're gonna go a bit off topic, not off topic, but a bit mad, and talk about school tours from back in the day. So it's a bit of a ropey one, and we'll see how it goes. But I think there's enough meat in this one to get a bit of chew on. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll give it a go anyway.
So first off, I mean, it's a bit of a common thing that we're from a certain generation and all the rest of it. But I mean, the school tours we used to have were pretty fucking lame, I think would be the word. Especially back early on, it was basically you went to a farm. That was
Yeah,
it.
well, that's exactly that's the way it was. Like, but not only did you go to a farm, but like there was zero like health and safety. There was zero preparation.
Yeah.
And it was literally like on Friday we are going to Mr. Leeson's farm. We'll say, like, you know, and everyone's like, yeah, so bring your packed lunch or whatever. Bring your KVI ham. Like,
But the pathetic thing was, even if it was just a fucking farm or something, we were so excited. It's kind of innocent as well.
just
and all the
enough
rest
to
of
be
it.
in school for
Yeah,
one day.
but being able to get off the school premises was such a novelty. I mean, when you look where they go now, for example, my young lad in third year, fifth year, whatever it was, they went to bloody Barcelona on a school tour. Like, you joking me?
We wouldn't do, like, not a whole.
Like, if we even stayed overnight somewhere, we were just mind blown. But I mean, farms were pretty much the standard issue. But the thing was, you've no idea how excited you get all week for this thing. You'd be, you'd be told you're going to Mr. McGonagall's farm or whatever. Brilliant class, whatever. I don't give a shit where we're going. We're going somewhere. But you'd be there going, right, get the clothes ready a week in advance, you know.
Yeah.
Pack the lunch a week in advance.
Getting Pringles and I'll tell your mom,
Yeah.
like, I need Pringles, I need stuff like that.
It's on the
Bring-
list.
Yeah, I need
It's
to
like,
bring
this
stuff
list looks a
with-
bit weird. Cigars? I don't think you need them. So
sweets, like,
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Like,
So you'd pack your lunch a week in advance, you know, get your clothes ready and all. You'd be fucking, I can't wait for this. Oh, it's going to be some cracking. Whoa. All you were doing was going to Epoxy Farm for the day, but you got to go on a bus.
Yeah.
So the bus was the big thing. Like, I mean, you just got on this thing going, this is going to be the greatest crack of all time. A bus with a load of lads and a load of, all your classmates. Oh, brilliant. Everyone beelining for the back of the bus. What was it about the back of the bus? I mean...
because it was furthest away from the teacher. Because the teachers would always sit up the front, with the driver.
But there was also the fact that it was the back row and you could kind of have a bit of a circle thing going on.
Yeah.
And the fucking biggest, hardest, or... the bullies or whatever, just sitting across, back, spreading across the back of the bus.
My earliest memories of school tours were so the first one that I could remember, and it was gas because it was exactly as you said there. It was like going to a farm. It was like Mr. Leeson's farm. We were told like, okay, everyone, you're going to Mr. Leeson's farm on Friday, and we're like, going, yay! So like that, it was packed lunches and as many snacks and all as you could bring. And I'd heard of other people going to these things, to farms and stuff, and they got like people were going, oh, we went to Animo and stuff, and they got these plaster of Paris little duck yolks that they painted and stuff like that. And we're like, going, oh, this is gonna be brilliant. So they must have like hobby things and all up there. So we get picked up by the bus, but which is grand. But it was a tiny bus. And they're like on, and then it turns out there's 3 little buses. So it's like zero crack buses.
Like you want to be with the cool lads or the funny lads.
Yeah. But you know that you're gonna end up in the shit group, what I mean? Because all you you arrived at the same time as someone who's a fucking geek.
It's like when you turn up to like a dinner party or something, and you're just there. Oh fuck! Or when you're the first there, you have to strategically place yourself because you don't want to get stuck beside the boring lad or the a lot of moths or something or whatever. And then the worst case scenario is if you end up and you look down at the end of the table and there's like 4 or 5 lads sitting around in a circle.
Like,
I'd love to be down there, but you can't.
That's pretty much exactly what happened. Because I remember the first bus, a load of lads got on, and it was like, oh, that looks like the greatest crack bus in the world. Anyway, we got there, but
the party bus.
We were standing there, like the Tony Stark airplane, So then we get there, and the farmer he'd forgotten about this.
That's your return.
As in there was no such thing as emails or something. So obviously one of the teachers had rang him and go, "Hello, are you a farmer?" Yeah. And he was like, "Yes, I am."
See you on Friday.
Yeah. Is there any chance kids can come see you on blah blah blah, have a look at your farm? Well, yeah, whatever, grand. But then he obviously forgot about it. So when he turned, we're walking up to this gaff ringing the doorbell. I was like, hello, can we help you? We're like, yeah, we're here for the tour. Oh yeah, Paddy's up in the back field there. I'll get him now. And you can see, it's like someone runs up, gets him. So he comes down and is like, going, oh hi. So he goes well, okay, right. What do we do here? So he brings us to see one pig. So there's a pig in a pen thing, and he goes yeah, this is the pig, and great. And then you could just see that he had a lack of interest as well. Loads of stuff on up in the backfield, and the teachers are just going oh my god, this is gonna be the worst.
But the hilarious thing is because we were so thick then. I was gonna say innocent, we were so stupid.
We were just so happy not to be in school. You know what he actually done? He showed us slurry. And he goes, "Hey kids, have you ever heard of slurry?" We're like, "What? Have you ever heard slurry?" We're like, "Oh no, I've never heard slurry." And he goes, "Well, I've got a surprise for you." And then it's fucking bring us up, and then the funniest thing of the whole day, because I just remember it be there was nowhere for us even to go and eat our sandwiches and stuff. So we're just standing there with our lunch boxes in our hand, trying to scoff a sandwich as we're walking along, and he's kind of going, "What else could I show them?" Have you seen the barn? You know what the barn is?
Do you like Wellington boots?
do you like tractors? Oh no, fuck, that's gone. There was a goat in the field, and we were they were all going, "Oh guys, you go in there now, sit down and have a play or whatever, or just eat your lunch or something." And one of the guys went over to the goat, and the goat butted him, but knocked him to the ground. And then he tried to get up, and the goat kept hitting him every time he tried to get up. And we were all in knots laughing. But this one kid was so worried, But none of the teachers went over to help him. And he just kept on getting knocked out. And he ended up having to run out the gate, and over the fence. So we were there going, oh, great, that was so funny. So then at the end, they were I wonder where this tuck shop thing is. I want one of those plaster Paris jokes. But at the end of it was just right, bye now, thanks a million for coming. And everyone was like, they got like only 2 buses came. So the first bus, like 2 of the teachers got on with like the sound lads. The second 2 teachers and a few people got on. And then there was just a load of children standing there waiting on the next bus that never came.
So how'd you get
We had to walk home, like. It was up the back arse of like I can't remember where it was, because back then it felt like it was like up in Rocky Valley or something.
Yeah.
But back then it felt like a gazillion miles away.
Of course it did.
Like we had to walk along, and I remember walking along the side of the N11 to get back. The teachers didn't care. Nothing was said the next day or anything. It was just, we just arrived into school the next day, and I was like, okay, everybody, write down an essay about like what you thought of the thing. And like we were probably only like maybe 10 at the time. Like,
I'll tell you what I thought.
But I was like,
It's like your chicken review.
I know, yeah. It was just like going like, Jesus Christ, like, What about you? Do you have a first memory kind of thing of like?
Yeah, like I mean, you had all the, as we mentioned, the bus and the excitement and all the rest of it. But I remember I was in a school. I better not mention him, even though he's dead. So you can slag the day, can't you? Yeah. Well,
look, if you could slag them when they're alive, then you can still slag them when they're dead.
But I won't mention him anyway. But this guy, he was the principal of the school I was in at the time. He was a fucking tough man. Now he used to literally beat the head off lads. I mean, I thought we'd missed that generation of corporal punishment and all. But this lad, he brought us on the first kind of school tour. I really remember that.
He owned the buses, didn't he?
He had buses. He also on Greyhounds,
yeah,
right?
But they were the ones that never came to pick us up.
That's amazing. Yeah. But he fucking owned Greyhounds, right? And he brought us on a school tour to Shelburne Greyhound Racing Stadium. Yeah. And we thought, this is fucking very exciting. Where are we? Like, what is this place?
What a tour! Like,
but he brought his dogs with him. He basically brought his fucking dogs to race. And he brought us up to I remember bringing up to the stand, and he goes, right lads, this is how you gamble, right? And he just threw out this sack of 2p's and loads of coppers, like.
Yeah.
And he goes, when you hear them call over the tannoy, you bet this and you bet that. And he basically told us about odds and all the rest, and we were all there, oh, where are you? So he goes, now you all sit there for the afternoon, and I'll be back to you in like 4 hours or something. And he went off with his dogs and just raced them for the afternoon. And he taught us how to gamble.
What a tour.
Oh, what a tour.
Life teaching classes.
And then he brought us on another, I don't know if it was the same day or not, I can't remember, but he brought us on another tour to Croke Park. He knew the groundsman or some shit, right? So this was actually brilliant. He knew the groundsman, so he goes to the groundsman, can you let them have a fucking kick around on the pitch? And he was like, yeah, go on. What harm can they do, like, So we all ran out on the pitch, and none of us even knew what GA was, like. So we were just playing soccer, like football, and we were kicking the Garrison game. Oh, and we were like, he didn't even look at us, and he was chatting away to the principal guy, and we were kicking the ball around, headers, volleys, and all proper soccer stuff. Then doing like sliding tackles and Jurgen Klinsmann. We fucking destroyed the pitch, and he came running out like. I think he was more angry with the fact we were playing soccer. But
desecrating.
He absolutely went through us for like ripping the pitch up to bits. It was. I don't think many people can say they've played soccer on. I know a few years ago they relaxed the rules and all that, but we were
ahead of the game.
But they're probably the 2 earliest kind of memories I have.
Yeah. It's basically the fact that health and safety, like, how people didn't die is beyond me. Because, like, the other one, like, we brought to, like, it was Blessington, like, Adventure Centre or whatever it was called. And it was, like, you were allowed to stay the night there and stuff, like, and it was just carnage. But, like, the worst thing about it was, like, so loads of things happened. We went pony ride, we went canoeing, we would, like, done stuff, but there was this young girl looking after us, and she was only a few years older than us at the time. So we were doing like archery. Yeah. So we went to this place and we done archery, and we all get there, and she's like, she starts talking to one of the young lads, but like same age as myself, obviously, like, and starts trying to crack onto him, like he's trying to chat her up, like, and she's loving it.
Yeah, but you're that age, and there's a girl a couple of years younger, you're in love with them.
Yeah, anyway, but he was a bit of a, like, Louis, what's his story, and he was there going, watch this, lads, watch this. And he went up and he starts chatting to her, and she's like, oh, and then she starts telling him, like, oh, I'm doing karate and all. He goes, I do karate, and he's like, the two of them start showing each other moves and all. Yeah. But then she's there for ages, and we were like, can we do the archery now? And she's like, oh yeah, I'll show you. So she gets the arrow, like, here's what you do, you pull the bow and arrow back like that, you shoot the arrow, there you go, it goes through the because they're only polystyrene targets, like, you know, and we were there going like, great. So if you actually, she goes, don't pull them back too hard now, because if you pull it back too hard, they'll just go straight through the target, like, you know. We're like, oh, like, fair enough, yeah. So we all got up and we all started shooting at the targets. Then at the end of the time we were all finished shooting, she goes, right, everybody, run back there now and collect your arrows. And we're like, just pull them out of the thing. She goes, well, most of them have probably just gone straight through, so they're probably on the ground behind. And we're like, oh, cool tip, thanks. So we went there, picking up all our arrows and all that, and back and shooting them. But then as the time went on, she just like had no interest at all, and she's just showing this guy all her karate moves. So we were there going like, okay, let's all fire our arrows. Everyone done shooting their arrows? Yeah, let's go collect them. So I'm back collecting arrows, and next thing I hear is this, soon. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And next thing I hear is, soon. And I look down and there's an arrow sticking out the back of my leg. I still have the scar on my leg. So like, and I look down and there's like just blood starts squirting out my leg, and a fucking arrow like sticking out of the fucking thing. I'm like, have I just been fucking shot? And next thing I say, zoom, and another one flies by my fucking head. And I'm there going, will you stop fucking shooting fucking arrows? And then everyone else is looking around, and everyone's got like arrows and all in their hand going like, what's going on? I was like, going, somebody's fucking shooting arrows. And we look back, and there's this one dope that was in our class who was obviously fucking hadn't figured out how to hold the fucking thing by the time we shot all ours. That he was still shooting while we were collecting, like, you know. And we were shouting at him, going, he's not fucking shooting arrows. So then I like just fall on the ground, but like in pure, like, you know, I think I'm dying, lads. Like,
Barbara Daggio strings again.
Yeah, but on the ground, like going, I don't know what to do here, like, you know. And then like the lads are like shouting over to your one, going, I think you need to come over here. And she's there like, what's going on? And I was there going like, one lad goes, no, he's just been shot with one of the bow and arrows. And your mum was there going like, oh my god. And she comes running across, and she's there going, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, do we pull it out? And she was there going, I don't know, I've never seen someone shot with an arrow before. And like, so I'm like going like, Grant, she goes, can you walk on it? I'm like, I don't know. Am I meant to? Like, should you not be carrying me? Like, so she was like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, so, like, I had 4 lads had to pick me up. Like, I was a lot lighter in those days. But, like, so they're walking along, and, like, there's an arrow still fucking out the back of my leg, like, you know, and blood just squirting everywhere. At that stage, they're so clumsy enough, they're like falling over and hitting me off, like, and the arrow's getting fucking stuck in things. Like, so in the end, I just reached down and pulled it out myself, like, you know. And she was there going, I don't know if you should have done that. Like, and I was there going like, they were making it worse. Like, they were walloping off gates and stuff with it. So we get back up to the where like the teachers and all are, and they're all sitting. There's like a little area with like trestle tables and all. They're sitting there drinking tea. It's like, yeah, pretty much smoking cigars and cigarettes. And then they see me being carried up, and one of the teachers comes up and he's there going like, oh my god, like, what's after happening? Like, but they were like going, Connell has been shot with an arrow. And there was another guy in my school called Connell Dodd, and he's like going, it was a Connell Dodd. The teacher said, and they were like, Connell Dodd. Fuck, like, we should have known.
He probably shot himself.
I was there going, what? So then they come up like, and they were like going, where's the arrow now? And I was, it came out. So they started like, you know, the usual stuff, just throwing Savlon and all on it, like, you know.
Going, is the arrow all right?
Yeah, but I'm like lying on the ground, and so it's no help. Like, it's a world of adventure place, and there's like bow and arrows and all sorts of
first aid kit.
But there's not even a first aid kit, like, you know, and there's no person trained on how to, like, you know, even clean up a wound. So the teachers are there, like, just like going, just put some water on it, I suppose, like, and wrap it up. But then I'm there, like, I'm still like in pretty much a lot of pain, and and the teacher starts going, now, do you see what happens when you mess? See what happens to you when you're messing? And I was there going like, what? I was fucking told to go and pick up the fucking arrows. Yeah, well, that's what you say, you know, that kind. And then the teachers were there going like, and I was there going, is he not even going to get in any trouble? Like, you know, so it's me that's getting in trouble for being shot with an arrow. But then they put me back onto the bus and all, and said nothing to me. And then at the end of it, they were like, I'm thinking
here's some money.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might get your mum or dad to come down to school and pick you up, like, you know. Yeah. And then I was there going like, yeah, maybe, like, you know, they're going, the only thing is we're going to have to tell them that just we're messing. And I was like, well, I'll be grand to walk home. Are you sure? I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, I'll see you. They sent me off home. Like, I got home and I was like going, how was your tour? And I was like going, like I shot in the back of my leg by a bow and arrow. And they were like going, there's no way you got shot in the back of the leg.
I'd say you were messing.
Yeah, but then I was like, I showed them it, like, they were going like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, they're like, we better bring you to the hospital. And then I was like going to my mum, like, like, are you going to say it to the teachers and stuff like that? And then she was the same. She goes like, I rang them. They said you were messing.
It must be a teacher's nightmare when you fucking have to. It's
hate
like herding fucking monkeys, like we have to bring these little bollockses to a fucking farm. Oh Jesus, and try not to kill them. I mean now, like obviously back then it was a lot. Like I mean, if you had died, they probably would have said I was messing.
Yeah.
And then like the case would have been case closed. He was messing.
It's the case of the
Conan Doyle shot in the back of the head with an arrow. Oh, he was messing.
50 times.
Case closed. Case closed. He was messing. But nowadays, you look at someone wrong and it's like, oh fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're a paedophile. But like, for those who don't know how our school was set up, they basically like this is another thing. This wouldn't happen today either. You did an entrance exam and they go, okay, you're a tick. You're going into the tick class, and they had a tick class that went up. There's four classes.
Yeah.
So if you were tick, you went into 1-1. If you were only a little bit tick, you went into 1-2.
Yeah.
If you were a little bit fucking on the edge of being tick, but you had potential.
A school of ticks.
Yeah.
Just less tick.
You were in 1-3, and then 1-4 was probably full of the biggest messers in the whole fucking school.
Who just knew how to cheat in an entrance exam.
Exactly.
They never changed it. Because I remember being like in second year going like, I'm 100% more intelligent than half those lads in
They were
1-3.
literally apes. They were.
They just learned how to fudge the exams, Yeah, anyway, so that was kind of like the tours and stuff like that. But there was one as well, like where it was the first time a teacher ever trusted us. You know, that kind of way. And now, fair play. So we had an art teacher, we always call him JC, Jesus Christ, because he looked like Jesus Christ.
We called him Abba, because he looked like someone from Abba.
He did look like someone from Abba. But like, we were like going, JC, but people are like, as I say, lads would just get a bit more brazen as we got older, and they'd call him JC to his face, but he was like going, why did people call me JC? Like, and we'd be like making up all new things, as in like, but it was like, he basically looked exactly like Jesus Christ. But I started doing like animation and stuff like that, claymation, and I brought a video in one day, and he was there going like, oh, Connell, this is amazing, like, I really want to get involved, like, so
In your pants.
yeah, but he spent loads of his own money and stuff, because what he used to do was like, our school, like, as much as people thought, like, oh, it's quite a good school, it was almost nearly the worst, because like it was
It was fucking terrible. Let's just be honest.
I remember like we were given a bag of clay, and like the bag of clay maybe that size, and there might be 20 or 30 in the class, and he was there like going, no, I've been instructed that I have to cut this up because it's to last us for a week. So whatever you can.
Sounds like something from like Africa or something. Like.
So like it was like, I want this to be really inspirational and make a sculpture, like, so you have an hour. But he gave us a golf ball size thing of clay.
Inspirational and frugal.
Yeah. So it's like, and he's like, remember, you don't need to have all the stuff in the world to be artistic. So we were like, no. And he started getting real annoyed with that. So he started spending some of his own money. And like that, he brought in these things, and we done screen printing and all that on t-shirts, and we done loads of stuff like plaster Paris and all. And he spent his own money. Yeah. And then one day he comes over to me and goes, oh, we've got an art room inside there that we never use. So I'm thinking, if you want to make an animation in there or something, pick a few of the guys from the class, and you can go in there and you can set it up and make it. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So we went in and we started working away on it. And one of the days he turns around to us and goes, so what I'm thinking is I need just to have a little bit more inspiration. So I've talked to the principal, and he's said yes to bringing you guys into an art exhibition, an animation art exhibition in town.
Yeah.
So I was there going, brilliant. Is it just the 6 of us? He goes, no, well, I've actually given the go ahead for 10. He goes, so you pick another 4 lads to go with. Yeah, okay. So then he goes, well, he brings us into the class, and he goes, so there's been a competition, and what we're going to do is Connell's going to pick the winner of the thing.
And this is all the
pretty much. There was 2 or 3 lads literally just going
with the knuckle dusters.
dead if you don't pick me. Like, we're going into town. So I was like going, okay. So at the end of it, like, there was ones, it was like the Mona Lisa. And I'm like, no shit. This was like, this one is just kind of like Monet, isn't it? Like, yeah, no, that's not going to win it. And then there's another one that's like just fucking like carnage on the thing. Like, someone's actually, you could see
Uses own blood to paint.
he's been stabbing the page non-stop. And he's also like wrote at the end of it, Con if you don't pick me, I'm gonna gut you like a fish. Like, I'm like, I can see the inspiration here. Let's bring that guy with us. Like, so the teacher says to us anyway, he goes, right, we're all gonna meet at this event at 10 o'clock. And I was there going like, cool. And he goes, so I'm gonna obviously make my way in there because I live on the other side, like, I'm closer to town, so I'll meet you at the door.
In Sweden.
At the and heaven. So, but like, we were there, so one of the guys goes, one of the sound lads had already been in it because there was 6 of us that were sound, like, and one of the guys goes, hey guys, I have a great idea. So Malloy's in Bray, like, let's meet at 8 o'clock down there and we'll get a breakfast. But we went down there and we all had like a slap up breakfast, and then at like 7:30 then we're like going, well, we get a move on. And one of the lads like, no, I'm just going to swing into the shop across the road. He comes out with loads of cigarettes and he's there going, do you want to head down and smoke some smokes down the harbour? Like, and we're like going, not really, no. They're like, kind of want to get on with this thing, like, he's there like, oh no, we'll go down and we'll smoke a few down there. So we get down there, but there's other mates of his from a different school that are on the Mitch. And we're down there smoking away. But we're like, listen, we're going to head on. And he goes, no way, because if I'm not arrive up at you guys, I'll be killed. So you guys are going to wait for a little while longer, like,
What time did you said you'd meet?
At 10, like, So then we finally talk him into like going, and it's nearly 10 o'clock. And we get to the dart station, and the dart station, like, you look at the thing, it's like next dart is like 11. So we're like, fuck. So we get on the dart anyway at 11, and there's no phones or anything, so you can't even text the guy to say like we're going to be a bit late, like, so we're us, the sound lads again, we're all trying to make up like a story of like why are we late. So then we get in there, like, and we're panicking, like, oh lads, look, this is ridiculous, like, it's this time. But then one of the other lads is like going like, here, we're in town, lads, let's go get a McDonald's. Like, I'm starving. So then they're like, oh, come on. And we're like, oh no, we're going to head on down. And they're like, oh, I will actually burst you right now. I'm going to burst you. I'm going to like punch you right in your face if you don't get into McDonald's right now, because like I'm not. So we were like, oh yeah. So in McDonald's. So we finally arrived down to this art exhibition at 1 o'clock, and the teacher's still standing outside, and it's not even as if you could.
Hang on. 10, 11, 3 hours late.
Yeah. And it's not like, and we couldn't even like, between us the whole time, we couldn't think of a good enough story to be 3 hours late. And one of the lads, like, he pipes up and he just goes, sorry sir, the darts that were on, there was a line down. He goes, well, actually I could use the phone inside, and I rang the dart stations and they said there was no problems today. And he goes, well, the dart we were on broke down, and sort of like, and he just goes, get inside and get onto that tour. It's closed at 1:30. So, literally went in, done a loop, and straight back out, like, yeah. But then the next time, like, so we get called in then on, so this is actually Friday, Monday, called into the principal's office, and he was just there going like, well, I hope you guys are all happy with yourselves.
Yeah.
And we're like going like, sorry sir, and he's there because now it's basically there's no more tours allowed into town without another teacher there and all, because basically they had to have 2 teachers to look after you. One teacher couldn't bring you on his own. And this was the first time it happened, and he was there going like, oh, I kind of trust these guys, I'll let them. And it was like all these types of things had just been like ruined and barred from anyone else doing it, like, But the funny thing about it was like, so we were like going like, oh, I feel so sorry, like, for your man. But the scumbag lads, they were still going like, I feel like punching him in his face for ratting us out to the principal.
Big out of head them.
But they were annoyed with him for telling on them. I was like, oh, well, in fairness, lads, we were 3 hours late, like.
But that same teacher, I remember in 4th year we had a big art exhibition to show our parents and all what we done over the year.
It's like,
obviously
two golf ball size piece of clay.
But like I had some fucking decent stuff because I was into art and all, but some of the lads were like fucking. I remember one of our mates Ross Flynn. Shout out to Ross. He, on the way to school, he realised he hadn't fucking entered anything. So, and like, it was a competition as well. So, like, everyone who entered something, there was a big competition. And he's like, bollocks, what am I going to do? So, he looked around and he was walking by a ditch. And there was a fucking, a piece of wood. And, there was a Budweiser can with some barbed wire wrapped around it. So he just picked it up. He nailed it to a piece of wood and put it in as an art installation. And the man goes right going, it's brilliant. It just it's the essence of the drinking culture problem we have and the barbed wire represents the hole it has in us. And man, Ross, what?
Yeah. Ross, actually, going on him. The same thing as I was pretty good.
He could be a separate podcast.
Yeah, but I was pretty good at art, and I remember like I made an ET. I made like an earthworm Jim, and I made an ET, and thank God I made both of them because like I put them up. There used to be like a shelf that went around the top to leave everyone's art stuff up on, and all the different classes had their sections. I came in one day, I could see my earthworm Jim, but I couldn't see the ET, like, and it was pretty good, like, you know. So I was there going like, where's it gone? Like, you know, so I was there, did it break or something? I don't know where it is. So I said to the teacher, do you know where my ET's gone? He goes like, well, I haven't seen it. Whatever's up there is up there, lads. Like, you know, because some lads were like so bad at art. Like, they'd make something and they'd start painting it before it even dried. You know what I mean? Like, and it just, and all the paints and all would be just mashed in and rubbed together. I couldn't find it. And then about a week later, I couldn't. So I have my earthworm Jim finished. I'm like, where the hell? And I look over in the back corner, I can see this thing hidden in between two things, and it's E.T. Yeah. I said, it's my bloody E.T. And my name's been not even properly scribbled, just scratched out, and there's a new sticker on it saying Ross Flynn. It's he just robbed my one and put his own sticker. I mean, we didn't even know each other at that time. Like. So it wasn't even like, you know, it was a funny joke, like, I know what I'll do, I'll get Colin out. This was just like, he literally just looked up and said, that's pretty good. I'm going to pretend I done it.
Yeah, okay. Do we have any school tour stuff left? I don't think we do. I just had, like, I mean, the first kind of one we stayed overnight was in 6th class, and it was like a fucking revelation. The excitement of staying overnight somewhere was just fucking hell. We went to Delphi, you know that resort, adventure kind of whatever the fuck it was, but you know, we did all the kayaking and all the rest of it, and I just remember that night it was like rooms of bunk beds, and you know, just lads who'd never been away from their family for the night, you know,
playing tummy sticks.
But like, I just remember our room was just full of fucking lads who just obviously wanted their mammy, like, you know.
Oh yeah, like, because like imagine how bad it'd be to be a teacher, like bringing all these guys on this tour and then half them wanting to go home in the middle of the night. Going, we can't, we're in the middle of like an adventure place in the middle of nowhere. Like, but I want my mum. And then they end up having to look after them all.
You're trying to be hard in front of the lads, and you're trying to be real in front of the teachers. So
but it's just like, because I remember the same, like, and there was one guy like we didn't make it any better for him because he was so tired the next day and stuff because he'd been up all night crying in with the teacher, and he was they couldn't get him back into his top bunk because he was so fat. Like, so they pulled out like a mattress thing and left him in the middle of the ground. But we all woke up ages before him because we knew, like, you know, we all had to be up at 9 o'clock and we were all going out doing stuff. But we'd woke up say at 7 and we were all in the beds and all going like, oh, this is brilliant crack. So we started getting like crisps and all because his pants were half down. I don't know what the teachers have been doing, but his pants were half down, but his ass crack was up in the air, and we just kept on like, see who could stick the biggest crisp in his crack of his ass. Like, we were having such fun, and he was out cold, like, you know, because he'd been up crying all night for his mum.
I presume you ate the crisps after.
I don't know if you remember, like, other places, like the likes of, like, they weren't just school tour things, but like, remember Rainbow Rapids?
Oh yes, yeah. Rainbow Rapids. That was it Dunleary?
Yeah, it was kind of
And it was like a slides, a water slides kind of thing.
tubes.
Yeah, but it was right beside the sea.
Yeah.
So you basically were sliding into the sea.
Well, that's how people used to say that. It's like going like, oh, it was so amazing. Do you remember Rainbow Rapids? And they'd be like going, yeah, especially when they had the outdoor pool open, which was seawater in a pool. It's like going beside the sea.
So you're just went into the sea.
So basically, it was just a concrete, like fucking basin full of seawater, like, you know, still as cold as the sea, like, you know. But they also had then like all the tubes and all that went down. I remember one day there was like two lads that ripped half their legs open because there was like one of the tube things had come slightly loose, and
I'm amazed it got closed down. I really.
I know. But the thing is, all they done was put two X, like, so they, you know, that the safety tape,
Yeah.
like the yellow and black stuff. So they put it one way and one the other way. So X as in do not use, like, you know. But still, people were like, just fuck that, like getting in and going down, like, you know. But lads were saying like, "Oh, were you here earlier?" And I was like, "Oh no, what happened?" Oh, the whole pool's just full of blood. It was, and we're like, "Oh, really? Like, you know, that's crazy." And did they get everyone out? Like, no, just put two X's on the. It's all a bit like, you know, I was like, no, keep the place running. Just, you know, just you can't use that tube.
Now, well, look, I think we'll wrap the skill tours up for now. But if anyone has any good memories and good stories to tell, please do comment, DM us, comment below on YouTube and all that kind of crack. You know us on Instagram and all that stuff. So hit us up.
I was on Wish, and again, I was in the middle of having a dump, and again, I'm sitting on the toilet. So it's a travel mug, which you can put your coffee and all in, but it has a built-in phone on it, and the picture on it has like two people talking.
Can you drink and talk at the same time?
Well, obviously there must be something that keeps your drink in that doesn't come out, but it even has a picture. The picture comes up of who's ringing you, so you can pre-program.
So
it.
if you're not seeing this, like, just picture yourself with a mug of coffee trying to talk on like a phone.
So yeah, so it's like
It's so inconvenient.
so everybody has a mobile phone anyway.
Yeah.
That they can talk on.
Yeah, but who has a mobile phone that's also coffee cup?
It's like, why don't they just like, it's the most pointless.
So bad, that
it's
is.
the most pointless thing I've ever seen in my
Actually
life.
pointless.
But do you know what? The worst thing about it is, I wanted to buy it just because it was so pointless. And I'm actually like going, do you know,
Well, it's a pity you spent all your money on that fucking drill bit last week in the test tube.
It's like, I think I need this in my life. Just
you do
two talkie
I
phones.
just
would be
want to
like,
see how it works. Oh, they're not actually phones, they're walkie-talkies.
well, it says mobile mug phones.
You're a fucking mug.
I think we need to order this
Yeah.
glass. Just
Okay.
because
I'll go halves with you.
yeah, because we need to see. It's $16.
I don't think this podcast is going to last 6 months.
$16.
$16. Well spent.
You know what I mean?
But that's probably about €12 then, isn't it?
Yeah, and we can talk to each other
From
while,
here to here.
while having a coffee.
Yeah.
Just
the
don't
viewers and the listeners will love that.
just don't burn your fucking ear, like, you know, because it's
Well, you're here to burn the fucking ear. So that's your wish for the week.
that's my wish for the week.
Yeah.
Gonna get it, gonna review it.
Yeah.
And
6 months time, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We are talking about the big debate.
boom.
This is the big one. All right. These are the big topics that they're discussing in Parliament and really
Okay.
important places like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of stuff going on at the
So
moment,
this
yeah.
week,
Hit me with it.
this is a big one. This is gonna really divide opinion. Is it okay?
So it's a yes or no okay one, is it? Or a
Yeah,
list?
well, we'll probably have to talk about it, but
Yeah, okay.
don't just
so-
go yes and then that's it. The art teacher. Yes.
Zero crack. Like, Baz is like, is it okay to go camping? No.
That's the debate.
Debate done. Talk to you later. Mic
Okay.
Drop.
Let me hit with this one.
Go.
Is it okay to make or receive a phone call while you're doing shit?
So, right. So, there's obviously two different ones there. Like, so,
yeah.
well, I don't like. I wouldn't answer a phone. I don't think.
Would you not?
No. Well, I don't know.
Because
Unless
you're too busy ordering shit off Wish.
you know, but like, I think if someone rang me, unless it was someone like I was very comfortable with,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't because.
But what if it was a call that, like, you know, from work or something that you really have to take?
Oh, well, that's happened before. Like,
Yeah.
that's happened to us all. But then,
Oh, if it's someone you know well, Because they'll know from the way you're talking.
Yeah, but they'll know when there's like the echo of it, like it's like hello, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like you're in an art gallery, like it sounds like you're in
Fart gallery.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a big I don't know why bathrooms are made out of
You're in an art gallery, but you were 3 hours late.
Yeah, but
see, this is the other thing. Like when you take the call or make the call, you obviously stop pinching and you stop pushing.
Yeah. But that's it.
I think that could be okay. That could be the little.
But I've also when you get people on the phone, like I have. So we should have a thing where we talk about phobias sometimes, because I have a phobia. I don't know why. I hate talking to people on the phone. Like I'll text people.
Oh yeah, no.
I just fuck. So when it rings, I I hate talking.
Yeah, I prefer emails because I write an email and I can read it back and go, Jesus, I can't say that.
I said stuff. Yeah, exactly.
So I go back and change it, and it goes through about 5 different drafts and iterations before I actually send it. Whereas a phone call, you go blah 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 blah. Oh, what did I say?
Yes, but also as well, if someone wants you to do something, they'll ring you. They might leave a message or text you. At least you've time to think about it.
Yeah.
But, like, because if someone rings you and goes, "Hey, how's it going? What are you doing on 2 days time?" I'll be able to, what? And I'll be like, going, "I can't think of anything." And they'll be like, "Oh, well, look, can you come give me a hand? Do this, that, and the other."
Come and fucking help me.
Because I need to know now. Because if you don't tell me now, I won't be able to do it. And you're like, "Oh, I can't think of anything." So, I'm good to go. Yeah. And then you say to somebody else, like, "On, hey, I'm going to be gone tomorrow because I have to do this thing." They'll be like, "You can't go tomorrow because we have this on." Like, I completely forgot. Yeah. So then I'm like, "No, I'm not getting caught out with that stuff anymore."
Well, I think it's a psychological weapon when someone picks up the phone and rings you and goes, "What are you doing tomorrow?"
Yeah.
You know, whoa.
Yeah,
no,
it's like, no,
it depends. If it's something you want me to do, that's shit. I'm doing lots. But if it's something interesting, then I'm good to go. But if you're going, so anyway, and then I hear ploop, doink.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go in and you don't want to do it, it's like when a toilet congratulates you. You know, when you stand over it and you sit over, and next thing it just goes, "Good dump," which is basically the toilet saying, good dump. Good dump.
Good dump, my friend.
Whereas, like, when you're in there,
what was that?
if you need to be somewhere, like, so I need to go somewhere, I need to, like, I have to be somewhere in an hour, but I'd like to have a dump before I go, because I'll be gone for most of the day. You know, it's going to be coming out in spittles, and it's like going, "Oh no, I feel like it's loads still left to go."
Crop dusting.
Yeah, and it's like going, "Oh God, all I wanted was a good dump," like, because you hear that once, I'm sorted for the day. But it's like, like, because you get these things and the phone randomly rings when you used to answer.
I'm
like,
not talking to my mum.
Hello? And then they'd be like, "Oh, this is a survey. Have you 10 minutes to talk?" No, I don't.
Bollocks.
I fucking don't. I don't even have time these days to talk to my own mother. Like, why was I talking to you?
That might be a good time to take those calls when you're
Yeah, actually.
You know what? Hang on there a second. Good dump. So here's what I think your fucking survey.
No, I do, yeah. No, actually, I actually have a bit of time. I had an Indian last night.
And here's another thing, right? See the way we're doing, like, people who can't see, when we're doing, phone, how would you say, to intimate that we're making a phone call, we put one thumb up in the air, the little finger down, and then we make this little phone action here, right?
Old school phone.
I've just learned recently that young people today don't do that anymore, because that's not a thing.
What do they do?
They go like this.
No way.
They put their flat hand beside their face, because that's what they're used to. Mobile phones and fucking mobile, the house phone. Are we making a ruling on this? Is it okay to make or receive a phone call when you're having a dump? I would say the caveat is, if you're pushing or
receiving.
If you can sit there and close up the orifice or whatever the thing is. So if your sphincter is closed, it's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
But if you're pushing or plopping or dumping, I don't think it is.
It's so annoying. Because I remember, like, years and years and years ago, like, my mother used to say to me, she's like, "I can't have a poo unless I have a cigarette." You know, that kind of way. And I was there going, "All right,
it's a diuretic though or something."
I know, yeah, but, like, I never needed to go. And then it was like, I was in a beer garden one day, and, like, one of my mates, he's smoking like a trooper. And he goes to me, "Do you want one?" I was there like, "Oh, I've had a few drinks." "Oh yeah, go on, give me one." And I just went, "Where the fuck's the jacks?" And now every time I have a cigarette, as soon as it hits my mouth, I get the first pull. It's like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like,
But it's weird because, like, there's 3 things that make me shit really bad. This is fucking brilliant stuff here, by the way. Mints, like a chewing gum or any kind of minty.
Yeah, they say on the side, like laxative effect.
Apples and coffee. If you gave me 3 of them in a row, I'd be gone.
For some reason, I don't know why. Sausages do it to me as well. Like, you know, like it's like.
Do you mean when you get ridden up the arse?
Well, obviously.
But yeah, okay. So big debate. The answer I think we're gonna agree on is if you're not pushing or plopping, it's okay.
Yeah.
If you can hold that sphincter up and it's an important call, then just say you're in an art gallery.
Yeah. Okay, so the next segment is so we always do our one for the road or one for the ditch, and so we've been doing whiskey for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So let's do something a little different. So this is tequila. So this is called Patron. So this is like down in like so this is obviously a Mexican, but like it's basically this is their champagne. You know what I mean? And they sip on it. But like when you get the stuff, it's beautiful because this is now Patron. This one's called Exo Cafe, like, you know, and this one's got espresso mixed into it. So
Okay, let's do it.
so here we go.
All right.
So
Cheers.
nose of it, obviously. There's not really much we can talk about because it's coffee, but it's sweet tequila. So it's almost like a caramel.
That is. It's like treacle. It's very dessert like.
Yeah. But it's would you drink that as a
I'm gonna need a shit after it. Like.
and you won't be able to sleep
Well, listen.
if you like coffee.
If you like coffee and you like booze, this is your man. And tell me, how much is that a bottle of that now?
This is quite cheap. This is only like 35, 40 euro or something like that.
That's expensive. More expensive than I thought it would be.
If you bought 3 bottles of wine, it's gonna be more expensive.
Not the wine I fucking buy. Thank you, Aldi and Lidl.
Yeah. Lidl and Aldi, you need
Actually,
a knockoff version.
That's what we want. A knockoff version of
A
that.
knockoff version,
There has
yeah.
to be. Okay, well, I think we wrap it up. Let's cheers to that, hombre.
Cheers.
And that's another episode of the Waffle Soup Podcast wrapped up. I hope you liked it. We did anyway, so that's all that fucking matters. So fuck the lot of yous. Anything horrible to say as we leave?
Basically, all I'm gonna say is, if you're on the jacks right now listening to this, at least not answering your phone.